Her face is not too light, dickheads. Hey you guys, welcome back to another video. So for today we are doing this beautiful glam smoky glittery look, and if you want to see this makeup tutorial, just keep on watching. Alright, so we are starting off with the eyebrows. So I am brushing her brows up, and the product that I'm using to fill in her brows today is the Anastasia brow powder in dark brown. I am using their Anastasia brow brush as well. So I'm going in with a darker color and lightly filling in the end of her brow, and then working my way into the center of her brow. So I'm just going to let you guys watch me fill in her brows. I am doing longer strokes with brows because I feel like long strokes adds less product on it and it doesn't make it as dark. And for the front of the brow, I don't add too much product anyways, just because I don't like that boxy look in the front. And I am being very light-handed while I'm doing her brows, just because, like I said, I don't like dark eyebrows. Okay, so I do know that her eyebrows are two different shapes. Please don't mind that. We are going to fix this all up with concealer. Please keep in mind that she does have two different eyebrows, and I'm trying to get them to look the same as I possibly can, so just wait. So now it's time to conceal. So I am using two different concealers. I am using Pure Beige from LA Girl, and I'm using Medium Beige from e.l.f. Cosmetics. I'm mixing these two to conceal underneath her brows. I am very tedious with my brows. As you can see, I am going to try to get them as perfect as I possibly can. And I take my time. I'm using the Wet n Wild concealer brush. As you guys know, this is my favorite brush, especially to conceal the brows. If you don't have it yet, you need to go get it. It's only 99 cents. So now I am concealing at the top of the brow. So I am mixing the shade Fawn from LA Girl, and I'm also mixing it with Pure Beige from LA Girl. Just because I felt like Fawn was a little too dark and Pure Beige just made it a little lighter. So as you can see, I'm very careful with the top of the brow, trying to get it as clean as possible. Then I go back in and just kind of lightly fill it in, just because I messed it up a little bit. So now I'm going in with my favorite brush. I'm going to be blending out the edges of the concealer just so that it melts into her skin, and we have a flawless canvas to do the eyeshadow. So I do use the concealer as an eyeshadow base, so I am going to blend that out completely so it looks very smooth, and when I put the eyeshadow on, it looks all blended effortlessly. So I am going with a smaller synthetic brush, and I'm going to lightly put the concealer on top of her brow just so that it looks faded, because I like that ombre faded brow look. So now I'm going in with the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe in the palette Ring the Alarm, I'm going in with the orange color and I'm going to lightly build this up. It does look like I'm being heavy-handed, but I promise you guys I'm not. I am doing more of like a small, medium circular motions on her eyelid. I am using only one shade and it is the orange color. I'm going to build this up to make it look like it's two shades, but it's really one shade. So I'm going to show you guys what I mean by using one shade and making it like two shades. So I'm picking up a generous amount of the orange and I'm going to apply this on the outer part of her eye. I'm going to buff this in and pick up more eyeshadow, add it there until I get the right amount of color that I want. Once I have that, then I'm going to do bigger circular motions on top of the eyeshadow to make it look faded. This is a really nice technique just because it does cut off a lot of time, especially when you're doing clients' makeup. So it's kind of like you're finessing the eyeshadow, and I enjoy this technique a lot. I do this for all my clients. So as you guys can see, I am building up the orange just to make it look darker. It looks like two eyeshadows, but it's really just one, and it's that orange color from the Jaclyn Hill palette that's from Morphe. So now I'm going in with this chocolate brown color from the palette and I'm going to lightly pat this on the outer parts of her eye. You want to be careful with this color just because it does get a little bit patchy and you want to do light motions. You don't really want to buff this brown into the outer part of her eye. So the shadow do look a little dark, but I promise it's going to look better. I do it darker just because once we put the concealer on top, it all fades together. So I'm using medium sand from the e.l.f. Cosmetics to do a cut crease. I'm going in with my Wet n Wild brush and I'm going to take my time with this just because with cut crease you want to make sure it is as clean as it possibly can. So as you guys can see, the outer part of the concealer isn't as clean. I am going to buff that out. So now I'm going in with my Real Techniques brush and I'm going to lightly blend out the concealer into the brown. I like doing this because it fades out the concealer so it's not so harsh. So now I'm going back in with the chocolate brown color and just kind of lightly fading the brown into the concealer. Now I'm going in with the KKW Beauty shimmer color and I'm going to lightly pat this on top of the concealer. I love this color. This color is so pretty. It's like the perfect like bronzy gold color. If you don't have it, go get it. I don't know if she still has it on her site, but you guys, this pigment is bomb. Now I'm going in with the MAC glitter in bronze, and I am using the dual glue to apply this glitter on her eyelids. When applying the glitter, I do recommend using a brush that's synthetic or a brush that you really don't care for, just because your brush can get damaged from the glue. And what I'm doing now is I'm just lightly brushing off all the glitter that got on her face. So now I'm going in with the Morphe primer, and I'm going to use a synthetic brush to buff this all into her skin. I will have all the products that I use in this video linked below. This primer got her skin looking so smooth. So now I'm going in with the Juvia's Place foundation in the shades 410 and 400. I'm going to color match her for you guys because you guys be on my ass about my foundations. So we will see which one is the best shade for her. So I thought both the foundations looked really good on her skin, so I ended up just mixing them and it matches, so whatever. So now I am going in with my damp beauty blender from Real Techniques, and I'm going to buff this all into her skin. As you guys can see, the foundation matches her perfectly. It's beautiful. I'm buffing this in, making sure that it melts into her skin so that we will have a beautiful canvas. So now I'm going in with the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Pure Beige. I'm going to apply this all underneath her eyes, her forehead, and her chin. So as you guys can see, I am using a clean synthetic brush just to kind of blend the concealer into the eyeshadow because I don't like that harsh line. I'm not doing a wing eyeliner on her. I like doing this is because it makes the eyeshadow look all blended and it's not like a sharp cut line where her eyeshadow and concealer is. now I'm going in with the Fit Me Loose Powder by Maybelline, and I'm going to push this powder into her skin. Right now I am just blending out underneath her eyes to make sure she has no crease. So when you're doing this, I do recommend to push the powder into her skin. You're going to get this beautiful, flawless, matte look. When you're doing this, I do recommend to tap off all the excess loose powder that's on the sponge. So now I am going in with the Studio Fix powder and NC42. I'm going to basically be setting the loose powder with another powder. If you watched my last video, I explained why I like doing this technique. So I'm basically applying the Studio Fix powder on the areas that I put all the loose powder at. So now I'm going in with another Studio Fix powder in a darker shade. This is in the shade NC47. I'm going to buff this out on the areas where I want to contour. I am being a little bit heavy-handed, but I am going to fix it with my beauty sponge. So now I'm going with my beauty sponge just to blend out the edges of the bronzer, just because I did go a little heavy-handed. And with this is going to just kind of smooth out the edges of the bronzer just to make it not look muddy. Now I'm contouring her nose. I am using the same exact bronzer shade that I used for her face to contour her nose, and I'm using a fluffy eyeshadow brush. I contour the sides of her nose and bring it all the way up to the eyeshadow. It does look a little harsh, but I am going to smooth it out with the same brush that I used for the Studio Fix powder for underneath her eyes, just so it looks smooth and not look so drag queenish. So now I'm using the Juvia's Place blush palette, and I'm picking this orange shade up, and I'm going to apply this on the apples of her cheek, and I do bring it back towards her hairline. So now I'm going with the Juvia's Place highlighter, and I am going to be spraying my brush with the Mario Badescu spray to apply her highlighter. So now I'm going back in with the KKW Beauty loose pigment, and I'm going to apply this in the inner corner of her eyes. I am also going to highlight the nose, and I'm going to make an exclamation point. going with the NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade White, and I'm going to tight line her eyes. So I'm going back in with that brown shade that we use for the eyeshadow, just to kind of lightly smudge underneath her eyes. So I am using these lashes from Lashe Lane, and I tried these lashes on her and they were too big on her. So I ended up going in with more of a wispy, shorter lash. I'm going in with a chocolate brown color from Kiss and a light pink color from Morphe to do my ombre lip on her. So I start off with the brown to line her lips. I like doing this technique because I feel like the brown fades a lot better when you're doing this ombre look. It's not as harsh and it's more smooth on the lips. So I am using this darker brown to line her lip. The reason why I like doing this is because it gives it more of a smooth and more natural effect on the lip. It doesn't make the lip look too harsh, and it blends in so smooth when you're doing the brown liquid lipstick instead of using like a pencil. So while I was doing the lips, I let the lashes dry and I used my dual glue. I felt like the brown wasn't as dark, so I went back in with a little bit more of the liquid lipstick just to kind of darken it up a little bit. So now I'm going in with my NYX gloss, and I'm going to apply this at the end of the brush. I like doing this because I feel like lip gloss messes up your brushes, and this is more of a sanitary way to apply gloss. Yes, I do clean the end of my brushes, so don't even trip, y'all. So I'm going in with a Big Shot mascara from Maybelline and just applying mascara on her lashes to make her fake lashes and her real lashes blend together. And then I'm going to lightly wipe the makeup off around her hair just because I did get makeup on it. And this is the completed look. What do you guys think? I think this is beautiful. This is a beautiful look that you could do for the holiday, for birthdays, whatever the special occasion is. It's super easy, super fun. I love glitter. Tell me what you guys think. And thank you for watching my video. See you guys in my next one. Okay, so we're doing a flash test because y'all be on my ass. Towards me a little bit more. Yeah, and then look at the mirror. Just focus. So, this is the flash test. That was pretty, actually.
Oh, that's really pretty. That turned out really pretty.
Yes.
I love this look.
Me too. Turn. Another flash test. Period pull. Her face is not too light, dickheads.